years, there's been a resurgence in the number of people preferring to swim in the great outdoors. But what happens if you like the idea of cold water swimming but don't actually want to brave the choppy sea? Well, Portishead Open Air Swimming Pool has the answer, as our reporter Sasha Bigwood has been finding out.
Hi, I'm Barbara and I'm a volunteer at Portishead Open Air Pool. Well, the pool is 52 years old, I think now, and back in 2008 it was threatened with closure. It was run by the local authority and they wanted to close it, but the local people had other ideas and there was a big protest, and then we had a marvellous makeover in early 2009, and then we reopened as a community pool, and it's been running ever since, and it's been going from strength to strength. Last year we had our best year ever. We had about 43,000 people through the turnstiles. It was a fantastic summer, and this year not quite so good because August hasn't been so good, but I think we've had 37,500 through the gates this year.
And what sort of people are you attracting to the pool?
Well, all sorts really. Obviously families, it's fantastic for families, especially on sunny days when we've had queues going right back down the seafront. We've also got a group of very keen swimmers, season ticket holders, people who come regularly, the backbone of our visitors really.
So there's been this sort of bit of resurgence as well, hasn't there, with open air swimming?
Oh yes, definitely. A lot of people like to swim in the sea, but they love to swim in the open air generally, and that's where the pool is great because it's obviously a safe environment. I think a lot of people now like swimming in cold water. We do sometimes get people complaining that water's too warm because we do keep it heated to 28 degrees in the summer, which is fantastic for families, but the serious swimmers like it a bit cooler.
Now, normally this time of year, what would you be doing?
Well, normally we'd be expecting the end of the season in a couple of weeks, and then we close in end of September and we open again in about Easter, and during that time we keep the maintenance going obviously, and all the volunteers are down here painting and getting the place clean for next spring.
So slight change in plans this year. What's happening?
Well, we've had quite a few people, serious swimmers, asking us if we'd consider staying open in the winter. They're happy to swim in cold water. So all we need to do is keep the plant running. We've done our sums and we've decided to give it a go this year. And we're going to open the pool every Saturday morning from 9 till 12. The water will gradually get cooler as the heating's turned off at the end of September. But people will be coming in wetsuits, and we've been assured that there's an awful lot of people out there that want to do just that.
And that brings us over now to Emma. So you live locally, don't you? And you're a season ticket holder.
Yes, I am.
And tell me how this idea came about.
Well, I've been swimming outside all year round for a couple of years now, and I do enjoy it, but it's very difficult to swim in the sea regularly here because obviously it's very tidal, and there are some very keen regular sea swimmers in Clevedon who swim every day, but that doesn't always fit in with family life and work depending on when the tide is in.
So do people think you're a bit crazy?
Some people do. In fact, my own 8-year-old thinks I'm a bit crazy sometimes. Yes, she likes to swim in cold water, but she prefers to wear a wetsuit, whereas I prefer to swim without one.
Now, there's all these people at the moment doing sort of the ice bucket challenge, and you see them all like this. I mean, is it like that when you get in the water?
Not really, because it's not sudden. You don't jump in, you wade in gently and let your body get used to it. And you do find that the breath catches in your chest initially, but that passes very quickly and then it gets quite a lot more comfortable.
Is it only suitable for certain people?
I can't honestly answer that. I know that there are some people who say that if you're thinking of doing it and you've never done it before, then it mightn't hurt to discuss that with your doctor. I didn't do that when I started, but I don't have any particular health difficulties that worry me. I think the main thing is, if you haven't done it before, is to take it slowly and gently and do it little by little and gradually build up how long you spend in the water.
And this has sort of grown in popularity as well, isn't it? I think there was a programme recently with, was it Robson Green, who did world swimming? I think more people are taking this up, aren't they?
Yes, it definitely is a growth sport, that's for sure. Not just in a sports sense of people kind of doing racing and competitive events, but I think people have moved away from swimming in the sea and rivers with the increasing availability of swimming pools. And people have lost sight of the fact that that's just how people used to swim before there were swimming pools, and people are rediscovering it, which I think is good. And I think the growth in sports like triathlon, where people are having to swim in open water to compete, has helped to normalise that and raise the profile of it. But there are a lot of people who do it just for fun, not competitively.
So Barbara, back to you. Christmas Day is going to be a little bit special this year, isn't it?
Yes, we're hoping these swims are going to be really successful, and we're also hoping to put one on Christmas morning. We haven't actually finalised it yet, but we think it's going to be 10:30 till 12. We're not going to charge. We're going to have a bucket for donations, and people can come in and watch if they want to, all these crazy people jumping in the cold water. and we're going to make it a really festive experience for people when they come out for a bit of fresh air on Christmas morning.
It'd be a good way to work off your Christmas dinner before you've actually eaten it.
Absolutely, or certainly work up an appetite for Christmas dinner, yeah.
I really wouldn't fancy that, but that is because I don't swim, I guess. But yes, it sounds chilly. I can't believe people go there and say sometimes, the water's a bit warm. Water can never be too warm in my book. Bath temperature, that's what I like. Anyway, loads of people are doing it. So get along to Portishead, particularly on Christmas morning. If you fancy having a real wake-up call, that will certainly do it for you. I know people in Bath are looking forward to the Cleveland pool opening. It's a little way down the line, but certainly the Heritage Lottery Fund money will make sure that happens, so there will be open air swimming in Bath as well. And also in Bath, up at the university, just this week, in fact I think it was just yesterday, they've launched something called the Polar Plunge. And this is, you've seen all the ice bucket stuff, haven't you? Well, they are asking people if they will raise money for the Special Olympics, so a fantastic cause, by jumping into a big, enormous pool full of cold water and, yes, ice. And I have been challenged. Watch this space is all I can say.